What's up guys, Origin here, and in this video you're going to see me playing with the destroyers, and I gotta say, right off the bat, this is way better than the patrol boats. I spent a good hour or so playing around with it, changing them from the British to the Russian vehicles. I also hopped into the patrol boats that they have available and the aircraft and tried to torpedo some ships and different things like that. And it's way better than just patrol boats flying around. I mean, well, driving around, I guess. Driving around, spamming rounds at each other. I mean, it's not the same feel. It feels way better driving a big ship with big guns. You can shoot across the fucking map, which is awesome. It's really fucking cool. You don't have all the little crewmen anymore. The way it works now, I was reading through what they posted on the news for the big ships. And basically, they're kind of, it's almost like a hit points system. The crew aren't individual people on the ship. The way it works is if you get damage in a certain area of the ship, basically it'll knock out several of those crew members the more damage that's inflicted, so the more crew members will be lost if they take a certain amount of damage. Now, that's really hard for me to fucking say anything, but basically, if there's 20 guys assigned to this section of the ship, that section takes damage, then automatically 3 of those guys will be counted as dead or something like that. So it's kind of like hit points. It's interesting. I did play with the patrol boats, and there's a really fucking cool moment here that I'll show you guys. I was driving up on this destroyer, and he had no idea I was coming because I'm sure he's in his like gun sight mode where he's looking into binoculars, and he's fighting one of my teammates in a destroyer. So he's just firing away, and I'm rolling up this guy. I had already fired my torpedoes off, and I guess in this test you can only use torpedoes once. Like, your ammo doesn't regenerate like it did in the previous test. And I already fired my torpedoes off to something else, but I still had depth charges. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to drive up to this guy in the destroyer, since he's not paying any attention, and just drop all my depth charges on him. Which I did. It did damage. I was really expecting to just annihilate him and an instant kill him, but it didn't. It just did some damage. So then I spent the rest of my time right up on his shit, just shooting at his guns and trying to take his crew out, which I don't know if it was really damaging him a whole lot or anything, but he eventually died and I didn't even get an assist for it, so I guess I didn't do a whole lot of damage. As far as the guns on the destroyers, you get either AP, I think the Russian had an APBC shell and an HE shell, and the British one had AP and HE only, so I didn't notice a huge difference on either type of shell. Most of the engagements I was in were from, I don't know, 6 kilometers away at least. You get a built-in rangefinder on your gun scope or whatever, so you can see what range they're at. But it was still kind of spammy because you got to sit there and you just keep shooting. You get like 400 rounds of each type if you want. But you just kind of sit there, just shoot, and hopefully you get some damage. I mean, you could just drive up to them, get closer, and shoot them with torpedoes or your main cannons or whatever. Take them out that way, but usually I was at long-range engagements, just kind of trying to get used to things. Also, something I noticed was I hit F1 for the help menu thing and to see if it was any different. It actually shows the ships thing, so it kind of gives you a rundown of what to do using your torpedoes and your depth charges and your cannons and your anti-aircraft guns, which that's what the point I'm getting to is the anti-aircraft guns now will automatically fire at aircraft or enemy ships. You can hit E, I think it was, and it changes them from automatic. They start out fighting or aiming at aircraft. You can change it to ships only, aircraft only, or ships and aircraft, or you can just turn it off, which is weird. But I set it to fire on both ships and aircraft, and I drove up on a guy, and all the little, the smaller caliber guns were firing automatically at this dude, which was pretty cool. It's definitely interesting. They also added the ability to aim your Jesus Christ, your torpedoes. You can aim your torpedoes way better. They give you a kind of like an aim assist where you middle click on a guy like you do in realistic battles or arcade. You know, you middle click and it highlights that selected player. And then if you hit Q, it gives you a torpedo sight to where your torpedoes are actually aiming, and then it gives you an assist to where it basically says aim here and fire at this point and you'll hit this ship, which is great. Makes torpedoes way better. Way better. I mean, I'm sure if you try to fire from any distance, if a player makes any turn, he's still going to dodge him. But it's great for taking out the targets that you have to actually kill for the game mode or whatever. And they also changed the way you handle repairs and fire and flooding and things like that. So they actually made it to where if you get hit below the water surface, you actually start taking on water, and you have to have your crew repair that so you can stop drowning, which I had a few instances where I had to do that. And it's all separate. You can use a fire extinguisher separately. You have a hull repair for the water damage, and then there was repair for engines and stuff like that. Like if you have something knocked out, you had to repair that as well. It's all separate timers. It's all separate buttons, and it didn't, like in tank battles. You know, tank battles you got to sit still. I could still drive around and fire, but it made the reload rate slower while that crew was repairing or putting out a fire, something like that. So it's definitely interesting. I definitely think this is going in a better direction than it was originally, with just the patrol boats driving around, spraying bullets everywhere. It was boring, and you just like, what to do. This seems a lot better. I really like the direction they're going with this now. I really hope they see our feedback about this and continue doing what they're doing, because they actually listened. They said, you know what? They've been wanting big ships, so they originally were like, well, we can't do it the way we have it set up with all the crew. There'd be too many crew. So they changed it now. It's where it's just like I said, hit points. So they actually listened and said, okay, well, here's a big ship. How do you like this? And I think that's great. That's awesome that they fucking listened. And I mean, because all you ever saw was everybody's feedback. This just isn't fun. It's not enjoyable. It's boring. It's definitely a step in the right direction. I also have a clip here. I was flying an aircraft. I think it was an IL-4. I'm just doing a voiceover after I recorded because the servers are messed up right now and I can't play and record and narrate. So I'm just kind of running through the things in my head that happened. But I was flying one of the IL-4s, and the torpedo you had to drop between, I think it was slower than 248 kilometers an hour. So I got real low, real slow, and dropped a torpedo on this guy. And he was in a destroyer. There were 2 destroyers, and their guns were opening up on me and hitting me, but they weren't doing a ton of damage. And I dropped my torpedo real fucking close to this guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get this dude. Boom! He fucking explodes. I got the kill on him, which was great. But the torpedo took off my fucking tail. I didn't even know they could damage aircraft. Maybe it was the ship detonating from hitting, like the explosion from the torpedo made the ship detonate and then kill me. Or maybe the torpedo actually does it now. But either way, that was pretty cool. What else did they change? Let's see. I got the torpedo sights covered. They're saying that the AP and HE rounds actually do different effects now. Like this says here, that the AP rounds usually punch through the target but can hit enemy vessels below the waterline and destroy their power plants, making an enemy craft immobile. Or you can hit their ammunition storage, which will cause further damage if the ammo is detonated. I was trying to do that. I could not successfully do that. The HE rounds are supposed to damage compartments, may cause local fires, create breaches above the surface that can also subsequently be flooded. So that's, I didn't notice. I was firing AP, HE back and forth just trying to see if I could notice anything. I really didn't notice anything. If anything, it looked like the HE shells were doing a bigger fragmentation when they hit, and the AP weren't. But I was using the Brits, so that makes sense. You know, the AP solid shot really ain't doing shit. I noticed an issue with the chat and the ship icon. The ship icon is huge now. I mean, it's way bigger than just a tank. And it covered up the chat window, which was really annoying. Once I had some damage to the hull, and so it was black or yellow, I can't remember, but it was covering up the chat, so I couldn't read anything anybody was saying. And one of the community, I think he's a community manager, maybe he's like a forum moderator or something, but Smin1080, I think he might be one of the devs, I don't know. But anyway, I was talking to him, and I couldn't read anything he fucking said because the chat window was covered up by my ship, so that was kind of frustrating. If you guys want to get into the Naval Test, you have to be a member of the Naval Closed Beta Test, which you can become by buying one of the patrol boats, I think, the pre-order things. You can get access to it that way. I think it's up this weekend. It's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's supposed to be up till 5 o'clock today, which probably by the time you watch this video it'll be past 5. But Saturday, Sunday, let's see, Sunday it's going to be 1 o'clock GMT to 5 o'clock GMT, and then, or no, that's 1 in the morning GMT to 5 in the morning GMT, and then 5 o'clock in the afternoon GMT to 9 o'clock in the afternoon, evening GMT. Monday the 12th, it's going to be 1 in the morning GMT to 5 in the morning GMT. So that's just not going to, I guess I won't be playing that, but yeah. So you can choose, you get the Russians and the Brits only right now for this test. The Russian, I think it was the one that has the, I don't know what kind of turrets it had. I think it was 130 millimeter turrets. I don't remember. But they had, both of them had pretty big guns. There were 4 turrets, I believe, for the main cannons on both ships, I think. I don't remember. But either way, look at the video. You can see the difference there. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts on the direction they're headed with the naval forces now. This is definitely, like I said, I think it's a step in the right direction. I'm actually enjoying it. But yeah, let me know what you think with the comment below. And thanks for watching. And I guess that's the end of my rambling on. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to check out one of these other videos. And don't forget to like and share. I do appreciate it a lot. And I will catch you guys in the next one.